New money gets created every single day by governments, by central banks, and most people assume it just appears evenly across the economy, like it rains down on everyone at the same time. However, it doesn't work that way. Money moves through the economy in a specific order, and where you're standing in that order, how close you are to the source, decides whether you get wealthier before prices rise or whether you're the one paying for it after they already have. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly who receives new money first, the three real doors it moves through, and why that order changes everything about who gets ahead and who falls behind. Let's explore the Cantillon Effect. New money doesn't get distributed evenly. It enters the economy through a very specific mechanism. Economists call this whole process money creation, but really, it just means new money has to start from somewhere, and that starting point matters more than most people realize. The first door is the bond market. Governments borrow money by selling bonds, essentially IOUs, and central banks are often the very first buyer in line. This is called the primary market, and it's the moment brand new money gets injected straight into large financial institutions before it touches anything else in the economy. From there, it moves through a second door, bank lending. When banks receive that new money, they don't just hold on to it, they lend it out. And here's the part that most people miss: every new loan actually creates more new money in the system. This is credit creation. And the first people in line for these loans are usually large institutions, established businesses, and investors buying assets. Everyday borrowers, someone financing a car or a first home, are further down the line. The third door is government spending itself. When new money funds contracts, defense, infrastructure, large scale suppliers, those contract holders receive it directly at today's prices before that money spreads any further. This is part of what's known as fiscal policy. Put these three doors together and you can see the actual order: bond markets, bank lending, government contracts. The people and institutions closest to these doors get to spend and invest that new money at current prices, buying property, buying assets, expanding businesses before those prices have any reason to move. By the time that same money works its way outward to the average household through wages, through everyday spending, the prices of the things they need to buy have often already adjusted upwards because the new money has been invested into assets, driving the price up before the money gets to the everyday person. The increase of the money supply, what Austrian economists call inflation, also reduces the purchasing power of every dollar that you own. So it impacts those who get the new money last in two ways. Firstly, the investment into assets by the first in line to receive the new money drives prices up. And secondly, the new money also debases the currency, leading to your dollar being worth less. This pattern has a name. Economists call it the Cantillon Effect, after Richard Cantillon, an 18th century economist who first mapped out exactly this sequence. Same money, same economy, but the outcome depends entirely on your position in the order it moves through. This is exactly why some people look for a different kind of money altogether, something that can't be created behind any of those doors in the first place. Think back to those three doors: bond markets, bank lending, government contracts. Every one of them exists because someone can create new money. Take that away and the doors close. Nobody gets to stand closer to the source because there's no new source to stand near. Gold has played that role for centuries, a scarce asset no government can print more of. More recently, Bitcoin gets discussed in the same conversation. It's built with a fixed, transparent supply that anyone can verify, a fixed number of coins on a schedule nobody can quietly change. That doesn't erase the wealth divide. People still start from different places, but it does mean that we're all working from the same set of rules instead of some players getting access to the new money before everyone else even knew it existed. Whether either one is the right fit for any individual is a separate conversation entirely. What matters here is understanding why that conversation exists at all. So just remember, money comes into creation. The first people in line get to invest into assets before the assets have gone up in price. Then the prices rise and the money flows through to everyday borrowers like ourselves, who then have to buy assets at the inflated prices. Also, because the money supply, the Austrian economist inflation, causes the debasement of the currency, your dollar is also worthless. So assets are going up and the purchasing power of your dollar is decreasing. So here's what you now understand that most people never stop to ask. New money has an order: bond markets, bank lending, government contracts. And proximity to that order decides on who benefits before prices move and who's left catching up afterwards. Once you see this pattern, you'll start to notice it in headlines you've read 100 times before, and you'll understand why access to new money and cheap credit is one of the real drivers behind widening wealth gaps. And it's not just about who works hardest or who invests the smartest. It's about who gets to invest first before the rest of the economy even knows new money is on the way. If this helped you, subscribe for more weekly deep dives and check out my other video linked to above here, where I break down Austrian economics and exactly how monetary supply expansion works underneath all of this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.